I survived and escaped the toxic dating scene and now am currently married and in the best, most healthy, happiest, and actually fulfilling marriage of anyone I know. I want to show you how I did it. I want you to get off the carousel of like toxic dating, figure out where you're going wrong and how to avoid toxic people in the future. Maybe you're just dating for the first time and you're looking for the person that you want to be with, or maybe you are divorced and you are wondering what the fuck is going on out there. If dating seems harder, colder, more confusing, and super toxic more than ever, it's not just you, okay? It is not just you. There has been a shift. Bottom line, dating apps change everything for everybody. So one, I feel like there's just this whole illusion created on apps where we think that we have a lot more options than we do, and that potentially we like people more than we do, because I like when I was dating, when I was on dating apps, the odd time I would run across a person from my hometown, and the photos that they selected and the description that they gave is like nothing like what I would have described them as, or the perception and the photos that I would have picked for them. So my point is, you can be completely fooled, and an illusion completely created in your mind that can trick you. Basically, we're being tricked. We think that there's a lot more options for really attractive people, and perhaps there are. You have access to a lot of guys that are the fuck boys. So that like 5 or 10% of guys that are just like hot fuck boys and want to be out fuck boying right now are on those apps. And yes, you may be able to talk to them or like go on a date with them or even have sex with them, because that's kind of like their whole point. But that doesn't mean you're going to get in a relationship with them. So it's very difficult when you meet somebody on a dating app, because you have no idea where they're coming from or like what area where they are. And yes, people could be like, oh, you don't know if you meet them in person, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you don't. But here's the thing. When you meet somebody in person, odds are somebody knows that person that you're being introduced to. So if you're at a party and you meet somebody at that fucking party knows this person. So then you usually get like the true DL from your friends. Like every boyfriend I've ever had, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, like my boyfriend that I lived with for a couple years, I met him at a Stag and Doe. I literally said, oh my gosh, that guy's kind of cute. And then I went around the Stag and Doe being like, who is that guy? Tell me about him. And then getting other people's perspective of this person, like, and people being like, he's a really good guy, he's a really good guy. And that's what I was into that right then, is I wanted to find a good guy. But when you meet someone now, you don't know, are they literally just looking to stick it in and move on to the next person, or do they want something more serious, or are they dating 5 other people? Like when we went on this date today, did they sleep with someone else yesterday? Because that's like not okay to me. If I go on a date with someone, I want to know that they haven't had sex with someone else within 48 hours. Would be nice. I hate to say it, as an old person, one of these old, elderly millennials over here, but there has been a shift in the brain, I believe, that we are used to, and not just the younger generation, all of us that use cell phones and all of us that use like modern, technology, that we want it now. We want to watch like TikToks and short reels and Instagrams and stuff. We want like short, quick, instant gratification. If we don't like it, we're going to switch on to the next thing. So why are we doing this? I think that men and women may be doing it for different reasons, but I think that women's issue right now is that we think that we're seeing all of these like amazing flowers in a field or whatever, that it's like it's hard to pick just one or 2 or 5, because there's so much options, and like this one might not be the right one because that one, and I want to see it and I want to taste it and da 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 da, and it may be better and all these things. But when you actually pick the flower up, it's often not at all what it looks like. Our priorities are also way the fuck off. Like money. Okay, first of all, we're always like, we're strong, independent women that don't need a man, blah 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 blah. But can I have your credit card? Ding. But actually, I'm gonna need you to be like buying me a car and a this and a that. So it's like, are we strong, independent women that don't need a man, or do we fucking want everything right now in society, and we're literally willing to be unhappy in our relationships as long as the guy's good looking so it looks good on social media, and I can buy all the shit that I want, whether or not I'm actually happy or not. And like, to me, that's fucking bonkers. And I'll tell you right now, you're not gonna be happy. Yeah, having nice shit is really fucking nice, but if you're in a house where you're not happy with the person that you're living with, it's not going to be fulfilling. And I have seen and met couples where they're literally fighting and over not getting the perfect photo, and then they're fighting and then repost, like, you know, making everything look perfect. So it's all a fucking illusion. That's the other thing. Social media makes everything a fucking illusion. Everything seems like people only are posting their best days, comparing your worst day sometimes to people's best day. And you also don't know whether or not that fucking chick actually bought that jewelry herself and then like just posted it online because she wants people to think that. Like, you don't know. And I'm not saying all girls are like this. Just like all guys aren't cheaters or bad guys, but when you experience that, you start to see everything through that like vision hole that, you know, I'm not going to be vulnerable again. I'm not going to open myself up. I'm not going to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not in right now. And there's not a lot of good relationships I feel out there that to show people like there's a reason to do all this work, to merge your money with someone and take the risk of like getting divorced and losing everything, opening yourself up. There's a great reason to do all of that if you are happy, but we don't see happy couples, so it's hard to justify why am I putting in this effort. The other thing is I think that we as individuals are often very fucked up ourselves, and we don't realize what we're bringing to the table that is the fucked upness. For me, for example, I wouldn't say what I wouldn't say what I wanted. I wouldn't just like claim it. If a guy was like, well, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a relationship? I'd be like, whatever. Yeah, I was looking for a fucking relationship, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't want the guy to like, I don't know, be like, ooh, that girl wants to be in her. I don't, like, looking back, I didn't want the guy to be, you know, see me as weak or see me as like, I didn't want to open myself up to get hurt basically. So instead of saying like what I actually wanted, I lied, and I would just like play it cool or try to like read their vibe or whatever. And then in the end, when I wouldn't get a relationship or wouldn't get what I want, it's like, if it is a relationship type of guy, he's like, okay, well, this girl doesn't know what the fuck she wants. And if it's not a relationship guy, he's like, let's get it in. So basically, you are not crazy. The culture is fucked up right now. And my desperate, deepest hope is to somehow like help us not have that problem anymore, and also push my relationship in everyone else's face, even though my husband probably won't ever want to be on camera, but like talk about it just so you guys know, like, it can happen. It can happen. And if you guys want to know how I did it, like my story specifically, let me know. But in general, I'll be making in general videos to help people that are confused, sad, and I don't like when people are sad. And I'm really happy, and I want you to be happy too, okay? In the meantime, stop having sex with people. It'll make you think more clearly while you're trying to figure out what you want out of life. Layla, what are you doing? It's not even time. This is Layla. Hi, beans. My name's Layla, everybody, and I'm adorable. Yeah. She's 11 and she's the cutest.